Last week I discussed a strategy with you that was a simple business principle, and that is this: never give up something without trying to get something in return. So if there is a $5,000 gap when it comes to your base salary, let's say you want 65 and they are stuck at 60, that's all they want to offer, then sometimes what you can do, if you handle it the right way, you can agree to their terms, but then seek to find another way that you can be compensated. So I'm going to give you some simple ideas of some negotiations that I've done with candidates in the past, and have been able to have them gain something of value in exchange for the loss of income that they really wanted to have. So the following are just a few additional uh, items that can help you. Number one, additional vacation time. Depending on what's important to you, I've negotiated an extra 2 weeks, or maybe they had a standard 2 weeks, and we got an extra 1 week paid vacation time. And if that's important to you, and that's something that you really would relish or would want to have, then sometimes that's an easy place to go. And a lot of times, companies, they don't want to be unreasonable. So if they know that there's a $5,000 gap difference, and you say, okay, I, I'm, I'd be happy to accept $60,000. Is there any way I could get an extra week of vacation? I have had and used that example so many times that I have hardly ever had anybody say no. It's just an easy way to gain something when you're giving something up. So there's additional vacation time. Number two, stock options. Depending on what the company has and are willing to offer, there might be stock options available to you. I mean, that could be something that you could easily turn into additional compensation for yourself down the road. So that's an area that you could look at. Another area is flexible schedule. If let's say you have a $10,000 gap difference on the base, you really like the opportunity, ask them if you could work from home on Fridays, or could you put in 4 10-hour days and take Fridays off? Could you have a certain amount of hours every month that you could work from home? A lot of times they'll say, you know what, as long as the work's getting done, that's not as important to me. So there's some negotiations that can happen in place for flexible scheduling. 4, personal development. Maybe they'd be willing to send you on conferences, or maybe you hold certifications and you've got a certain number of classes that you need to take to keep your certification up. Then see if they would be willing to help you in those areas. Or maybe you haven't completed a certification and it's been holding you back, or an education, and maybe it's been holding you back because you don't have the money available. Maybe that's something that they'd be willing to negotiate with. Then number 5, future opportunities. Depending on your level, you could seek some equity interest, possibly if it's a smaller company and you are at executive level, and they don't want to negotiate on the base or any further on the base. Maybe there's some possible equity interest that you could gain. Maybe if you hit a certain guideline, like maybe they have a critical area that they really want to have done, or a system to be converted, or a goal or an objective that they want to have met. If you meet that under a certain period of time, like 6 months or a year, see if they'd be willing to compensate you an extra bonus or something on top of that. Those are just a few ideas for you, but use these ideas and don't just give up and think that, well, they just hold all the cards, so I want them to be happy, so therefore I'm just going to just accept whatever they give me. Be willing to ask. People who ask get things, and when you don't ask, you don't know what you're missing out on. So just make sure that you take some of these principles to heart, and you really get what you deserve. You spend a lot of time at work, and the truth is you need to get what you deserve when it comes to compensation for your time, effort, and hard work.